Hello. I think I might be live. I think that Dan's here.
Hello.
Hello, Dan.
Hello.
I seem to have been, I've put things in the wrong order with my audio. Give me 1 second. Oh, this is amazing fun. Can you hear me okay, Dan?
Yeah, perfectly. What about you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're coming through my tiny little speaker.
Now I cannot hear you.
Well, there we go. That's the old audio there. Why is it not taking the speaker? This is amazing fun. I got it. I've got it. Hello, Dan.
Woo! No, we're talking. I used to have some echo. Is it gone? I think it's gone now. Awesome.
It should be. I'm now on these wonderful in-ear monitors.
Awesome.
I think we're live. I'm not actually sure.
All
right. People sending me things on Facebook. Oh my goodness.
Woo!
So it says we're live. Apparently I can check that on YouTube somehow. Oh yeah, we are. There's a comment section. Dan, we just earned €2.
No way.
I say we. You know, it's my bank account. Victor is here. Michael is here. Michiel is here. That's hard to say. Michiel says goodbye.
Why?
Michiel's leaving us already. Doug J, you are live. Chris Grabowski, aka Lost Smoke. I don't know if you can also bring up, Dan, the YouTube video, because then you'll see the chat as well. So if you go to my YouTube channel.
Let me do that.
Michael, thank you for your audio comments. And yes, Tony's here. This is what we were testing this StreamYard for the other day. I don't know how I can also let Dan see this chat. All I know is that I can kick Dan out of the studio and I can ban Dan from the studio. And I can edit his name.
Awesome. What names are you giving me?
There you go. Can you see your own name?
Nope.
Guests. Oh, there are no banned guests at the moment. So this is almost the Guitar Stories podcast, everybody. This is Dan, and I'm Andy.
Hello, Guitar Geeks.
We're just trying this out and seeing what's happening. And we've already made $2 out of it. So I can see this happening again.
Absolutely.
Okay, Michiel has not left us. He said goodbye to Victor.
All right.
We've got some questions coming in already from Stefan. A question for Andy. Would you consider releasing reflective stickers? If you pay for them, yes. Actually, I've got some stickers. Right, I did have some stickers. I've just been tidying. What have I done with my stickers? There they are. Those are official The Guitar Geek stickers. No, if you're asking if I would do reflective stickers, I'd ask you, why do you want reflective stickers? Genuinely, what's the benefit?
They are shiny.
That's why you're the doctor.
You can choose between shiny and non-reflective, non-shiny.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think you're right. So they stand out, he says. Of course, I'm an idiot with a haircut.
Yeah.
Tony's just leaving us. He's about to watch a movie. I want to know what movie is better than this amazing content right now. Before we get into it, and Dan does his wonderful intro, I watched London Has Fallen last night. If you ever want to put yourself through immense pain, like you've done something you wish you hadn't, and you want to feel guilt and terrible about yourself, go watch that movie. It'll make you feel awful.
Great recommendation.
So bad, so bad.
Awesome. All right. Shall we do like the official part for the recording?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm recording my voice on a second thing, just in case. It's a fab movie, says Tony. Oh, Moon. Moon is a fab movie. Dan, have you seen Moon?
Nope.
Oh, that is a cracking movie. Yeah.
Did any new movies get released lately? No, right?
Only the sort of B movies.
All right, okay. I just heard that
So
Disney's releasing Mulan on
Really?
Disney Plus, yeah, instead of cinemas.
That's interesting.
Yep. This new
Okay,
broadcasting model.
Yeah, I mean, it could work. What else are they going to do? Nothing.
Mandalorian season 2.
Mandalorian season 2. I'm now recording a second stream of audio just in case.
Actually, did you check out the latest video of John Petrucci? He released a video from his new recording. Let me quickly check the name. John Petrucci. Long story short, you see some scenes from his studio. And what do you see there? The track, by the way, is called Terminal Velocity. And what do you see there? It's Baby Yoda in the background, in the studio.
So there he is. There he is.
It's in the music video.
There he is as well. Look. Oh, bobblehead.
Lovely.
Oh, Harry and a guitar is here. Hello, Harry.
Hello, Harry.
So can you see the live chat now, Dan? Because I'd like you to be distracted by that as well.
All right, yeah, I can see it. It's got a little bit of a delay, so we're ahead like a couple seconds. But apart from that, I can see it, and I say hello to everyone. And thanks, Michiel, for the $2. I'll buy half a coffee from it.
I think we shall share half a coffee, my friend.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
A quarter of a coffee.
You buy me half a coffee and take the rest. Is that cool?
That's cool, man. That's cool.
All right.
So the chat is going wild about the film Moon. It has Sam Rockwell in it, and it does, and he dances so well. And yeah, he's a bit of a man crush, actually. I like that guy a lot. Right, so this is the Guitar Stories podcast. Dan always does his little introduction. Because we're doing the streaming today, I've done very little to no planning, aside from the fact that I have got a guitar next to me that I'll talk about.
Awesome. Oh, damn, I didn't bring a guitar.
I can hold the fort for a moment. You know, you can run up. We've not officially started yet.
All right, let's do that. I'll be right
I'll
back.
hold the fort.
Did it?
So I wonder how long it's actually going to take him. Socially distance half a coffee, of course. Oh, we got another $4 from Studio Camille. Michiel, thank you. I'd like to introduce you actually to my other co-host. Yeah, no one's ever met this guy before. That's Bob. You're a good-looking guy, Bob. Anyway, I can hear Dan's got a guitar.
Hello.
Is that an inflatable crab behind you?
It is.
What have I got to give you to put that on your head? Because we've just gained another $4. I'll match it.
Actually, we know what's going to happen. But with your hairstyle, it will stick perfectly like this.
I'm good, man. I put a shirt on tonight, Dan. I put a shirt on because I knew we were live streaming with cameras.
Yeah, usually you're completely naked.
Completely.
First secret revealed. Yeah, full disclosure.
Just a shirt today. Shirt and shoes. That's what I rock. So this is the Guitar Stories podcast live, which is super weird. I'm even going to give out this link. So Dan and I are using a program called StreamYard at the moment. Before Dan does the official invitation, I'm going to invite an open invitation to a certain group of people. And then if that works, then I will open up, if Dan agrees, the possibility for anybody to join us a little bit later on. You good with that, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely cool with that.
All right, so I'm putting it through to a select group of people. Anyone want to go live on a video podcast? No one. No one has ever done this before. Especially not Ryan Burke. Okay, just posting that. Just posting that and laughing at my own joke. I've lost you. There you are. I'm back. Up to 10 folks at once, Poo Ninja. We are splashing out. I've spent $25 on this for a month's subscription.
Shit.
Actually, we're €19 or $19 in debt currently. Damn.
Yeah. Gotta make up for that. Actually, Michiel, since he already donated $6, he had a question. He asked early on. Where is it? Yeah. If you could be on another podcast, which one would it be, and how long would it take to get it organized?
I would be on the Scrubs podcast.
Oh.
And they have producers and audio engineer, so probably not very long. This is organized. This is just us chatting. We haven't actually started the podcast yet. This is the behind the scenes stuff, possibly the best part of the podcast.
But the podcast that you mentioned is called Fake Doctors, Real Friends?
Fake Doctors, right? Real Friends. Represent.
That's a great podcast. Yeah, that's a great podcast.
I'm enjoying that. Aside from that one, I quite like Stuff You Should Know.
I don't know. We have a topic today, but we'll dive deep into that later, right?
Yeah, sure. I just want to point out that Dan gets fined every time he mentions the word Ibanez, and he's currently got an Ibanez guitar and an Ibanez t-shirt. So
I gotta work my way around that.
I mean, do we let him off the fact that he hasn't said the I word yet, or is he penalized for actually wearing the thing?
I'm not doing the podcast shirtless.
Well, there's a cable. There's a cable going through my head and on my door handle.
Yeah, there. Right there.
Oh, all right. Dan, do your thing, man, and I'll shut up for a minute.
All right. All ready? Cool. Hello, Guitar Geeks. This is Dan.
Hello, I'm Andy.
And this is episode 14 of the Guitar Stars podcast.
I'm trying to be quiet. Hello.
What? Hey.
I'm just trying to be quiet. Yeah, sorry. We're live today. If you're listening to this on the audio version, available at all good podcast stores, which you'll know because you're listening already. But we're live on YouTube on the Guitar Geek channel. So things are going to be a little bit different this week. We're going to bring some guests on. I can see we have somebody in the backstage already. And if you'll forgive me, person who's backstage waiting right now, I'm not going to say your name, but I am going to bring you in at some point. And we'll play a game of Can Dan Guess Who It Is? But first, Dan, how was your week in guitars?
Awesome. I had plenty of time, still on paternity leave. So since Michiel is asking, that's the new ATZ 100 from the iBrand.
Is that a Fender?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's big letters on the headstock. Yeah.
No, all right. I'm not even sure I'm in focus at the moment.
I rediscovered this guitar.
There we go.
Great. Yeah. So that was my guitar week. Also my gas moment, because I just figured how great that guitar is, because it's the only guitar that's got a different neck compared to all the other AZs, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And it's got 3 DiMarzio Cruiser pickups.
Cruisers. Some people were guessing at lace sensors or hot rails, but they are DiMarzio
Cruisers.
That's
Cruisers. Yeah. And here's the thing: the original AT100 has cruisers that usually should go in the bridge position, and they have it in the middle and the neck position. But on the ATZ100, this is a cruiser that goes in the neck, and this is a neck cruiser that goes in the middle, and this is a bridge cruiser. So they are where they belong, and it's pretty cool because it adds a little bit of different flavor to it. It's less harsh. It cuts a little bit less, and that's cool.
I know you like it because Andy Timmons is a pretty much a god in the guitar world. And why wouldn't you want a guitar that Andy Timmons has slapped his name all over?
Yeah, well.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, we have a god of YouTube in the chat at the moment. We have several gods, but we have one in particular who's questioning us.
Wait. Is it Phil McKnight?
No, I said god, not Uber god.
All right. Is it Agufish?
Similar haircut to Phil, but just not as funny and/or entertaining. He makes good breakfast, though, I've heard, which I'm hoping to find out in a couple of weeks.
Also vanilla coffee?
Don't know. It's Henning, and he's asking all kinds of things. Like, he laughed at my "Is that a Fender?" And yet we get the Ibanez stuff out of the way at the first. So Dan is not going to talk about Ibanez for the rest of the stuff. He says, "You suck, and you suck hard." Thank you, mate. My week in guitars has been an interesting one. Thanks for asking. I've got a delivery because of this YouTube channel, I had 7 guitars delivered this week. And my girlfriend is going absolutely nuts because there are now 7 boxes of guitars. And we've got family coming to stay with us this weekend. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Possibly sleep in the studio.
But prove me wrong. Like, she still thinks that you're going to send all of the 7 back, right?
3 are going back. 3 or 4. Undecided yet.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's going to be a tough week.
Oh, you posted a couple pictures of those gorgeous Strat style guitars with those flamey necks. What brand is that?
Oh,
They look
Iconic
gorgeous.
Guitars. Iconic Guitars is the only brand beginning with I that I will actually deal with these days. And
liar.
And Iconic Guitars are from California, and they're making some great stuff. Disclosure, I have never played one, which means that I'm not qualified to say how good they are, but I can say they look absolutely stunning.
Are they using nitro finish? Because the lacquer looked like that kind of relict.
I actually don't know, but I'm going to say yes. I can't know everything.
Well,
I can tell you in a second if you'll hold the fort for a minute.
Yep, I'll do it. It's so great seeing Andy doing his research live during the show.
Well, don't ask me questions that I don't know the answers to then.
Well, that's like a legit question. I mean, those guitars, they look great. And we all know that if you could choose between nitro and regular poly finish, then always go for nitro.
Definitely.
I mean, if you need a workhorse, if you need a workhorse that should look like pretty much like you bought it for months and years, then you go for poly because that is almost indestructible. But nitro is so great in terms of feel and look, and the guitar gets old with you. It gets all the battle scars, and that's pretty cool. So you don't have photos of them in your wallet. Lost Smoke, no. Is that?
I mean, I haven't.
Andy?
What? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Sorry, this is terrible. I'm going to go with 100%. Oh yeah, finished in nitrocellulose lacquer, giving you the ultimate vintage-inspired modern playing guitar.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. No, I don't have photos in my wallet. As I said, I've not played them, so I can't big them up too much. I just love how they look, and we can probably all agree that that's a big part of the relationship one builds with the guitar.
Definitely.
So we have 2 people backstage. Should we bring them in and ask how their week in guitars was? We'll bring one of them in.
Sure.
Let's play Can You Guess Who is Backstage? Because I can see the people waiting to come in. Dan can't. This person plays guitar. That's one down already. This person has a YouTube channel.
All right.
This person also has a podcast.
All right.
This person a person I've been on their podcast. I've met them in Germany. You've met them. Their name is Russian sounding. It's Vlad!
No!
Hello. I'm hoping you can hear me and see me and stuff. I was just like setting up things, and I hope they work.
I can hear you loud and clear. In fact, almost too loudly.
I can make myself quieter.
Don't, because while you're doing that, I'm going to bring in Ryan!
Whoa!
Whoa, hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
How's my camera angle? Is it good? There we go.
Yeah.
If you could put it down a bit, Ryan, just down a bit. That's it. There we go.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Wait, I need more lights.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been on this side of StreamYard before in someone else's show. This is fun.
It is fun. I feel like all powerful. Is this how you feel all the time, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm missing all the controls I'm used to having. I can't do anything to anyone. It's weird.
I mean, there's a ban.
Show you can ban me on.
Yeah, I can't ban Vlad. What am I supposed to do? It's no fun.
So, Dan, do you want to ask these lovely people about their guitar weeks? Quiz them, man.
All right. So, guys, how many guitars did you check out this week?
All the ones in the room, I guess. My big thing recently is that I finished or have come close to finishing a refin on this cheap strap.
Awesome.
So I need to put this thing together now. I wrapped it in aluminum foil, like kitchen foil. Oh, my mic is dropping on me. Hello. And then I gave it candy spray over that to give it its color, and I hand drew paisleys on it.
Wow.
That looks good.
Yeah. Reflective pink paisley.
Yeah. So this is my adventure recently as far as guitars go.
All right.
What about you, Vlad?
Nothing too special happening. It's almost my 1 year anniversary with my Ibanez.
Abanya.
Sorry, I had to do that. Andy, this is a family-friendly podcast. Actually, I don't know, maybe it isn't. But yeah, that's yeah. I actually need to finish my jazz master. Like, there's a local luthier that's invited me to go and like get it done at his workshop. Just haven't had the time. Somehow my wife didn't think it was a good idea to spend a couple of days of my summer holiday working on the jazz master or there. So I'll do it at some point.
She just doesn't understand a good time then. You could have let her help.
I have nothing to add.
I've just realized that people that are doing the audio version of this have no idea apart from guessing the voices. I've just said two names, Ryan and Vlad. That's Vlad from Catpick Studios and Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum. As if you didn't know.
They know.
As if you didn't know. I've got a message from Henning. Andy, check your Facebook message. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Multitasking.
You're in trouble.
Yep.
You're about to
Andy, how many people can join?
YouTube dad.
Henning has sent me a photo. Would you like to see it in the most ghetto way that I know? By
Yes,
holding
please.
the camera up to the screen.
You better check that photo before you show it to us. It could be anything.
Dan, serious
So that's the
question. Where can I get those T-shirts? I want one.
Good question.
You can't because he'll promise to send you one and then he won't.
What?
I think
That's how they get you.
you promised me one at TGU 18, so it's like over 2 years ago.
Oh, I must have forgotten. Let me know which size you need, and then we'll make it.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Thank you.
Speaking of Abanya's guitars, I have this guitar that's technically not an Ibanez. I'll say the name correctly. It's a Starfield.
Yeah, well, Starfield by Ibanez, yeah.
And this thing is...
He said it. All right, sorry.
That proves it. It is by Ibanez. But the moment I touch this thing, I'm like, this is an Ibanez guitar. The neck screams like 90s Ibanez.
Yeah.
But just look how funky and crazy this thing is. Lipstick pickups, gold hardware.
Is that stock?
It's all stock. It's a trip. Grant from Big Ear Pedals ordered this for me from Mojo Stomp Boxes in Australia. So this got shipped to me from Australia.
Whoa.
Wow.
And it's just a treat. Kind of a raw finish on the neck too. Kind of like a nice satiny raw finish. But this is I think the only Ibanez I have right now. In air quotes, Ibanez. Yeah, it is.
Is that which one is it? Does it say made in Japan or made in the USA?
It's Japanese in my J.
All right, okay, cool.
You want the cereal?
Because early 90s, right?
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Henning also has a star field. Henning, check your Facebook messages. Granddad, come on, get with the time.
Is that the Starfield episode now?
Well, I thought we were going to go to our main topic, which is great that Ryan's here, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is, genuinely.
Don't leave Vlad out of this.
Well, no, Vlad may have an opinion, and I'm sure he does, but I know that, Ryan, you have an opinion for sure.
All right.
Shoot.
Today, Dan, shoot, man, go for it.
All right. Let me just mention a couple names. Mark Knopfler,
Mm-hmm.
Steve Morris,
Mm-hmm.
David Bowie,
Mm-hmm.
Nick Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Perry,
Mm.
Gary Moore.
Mm-hmm.
What do these guys all have in common?
I think they're all men.
They are.
What do they all have in common?
They all play guitar better than me.
They're all well-known
is correct.
guitarists. They
They all have more money than I do.
I think I know the answer, but I'm not going to say it because
that they're left-handed in some sort of
That is right. They are all left-handed, but they play right-handed.
like me. That's like me.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
what I do.
And you know what? Next
You're
week,
left-handed.
next Thursday, it's the International Lefties Day.
There's a left-handed group I'm part of on Facebook, a left-handed guitars group.
Yeah.
I'm in there because they were making fun of me and angry at me because I made a video about how there's no such thing as left or right-handed guitars because you use both hands. That's the joke. So they get very angry at me and get very angry at people of my kind who play opposite of our handedness. I think it's stupid. There's people here who are right-handed. Mikey Demas, friend of a lot of us. Mikey Demas writes with his right hand, plays left-handed guitar.
Oh, really?
There's a bunch of people like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's not that weird. It's really
my
not.
friend Steve. My friend Steve.
Yeah, your friend Steve.
Exactly. I was just thinking about Steve.
Hmm.
I wonder what happens. Like, I've known some people who weren't left-handed, but like, kind of have the guitar flipped in the sense like the high E string is the top string. I don't know how that happens. I can see how like right-handed people playing like left-handed guitars and vice versa. But how do you end up with that? Like when the guitar is kind of upside down.
That's the hardest part because then you get the fret, like all the chords inverse, like from
But
top to bottom.
If you learn that
All
way,
of them. Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's how it is, you know?
Maybe he was learning the guitar like upside down, like hanging from the couch or something, like watching it, everything upside down. And
I was wondering.
the guy could play. He was like really good, but it was just weird.
Dick Dale strung his guitars upside down like that. He ended up getting a left-handed Strat, one of the first left-handed Strats from Leo Fender, but he still strung it upside down because that's just how he learned.
Yeah.
He learned by grabbing right-handed guitars and flipping them over.
That's so cool.
That's just how he was playing.
Yeah. But here's
I'm
the
going to
thing
give a
now.
shout out to Cheddar Kung Pao. That's Dave. He just sent us $10. Isn't that
Yeah,
nice?
Holy,
He didn't
holy
send
moly.
us $10.
I was referring to Daniel then.
I was told there was a revenue split on this podcast.
That's why I agreed to jump on here. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get my cut.
Thank you,
Dude.
Dave. That's high quality joke.
We should probably we
before-
should probably read it out on the podcast because he just spent $10 on it. He said, like, as soon as Vlad joined this podcast, was finished. You're welcome.
If only I had one of those buttons that Ryan has, if I could press it and, it would do a round of applause.
I'll find it. There it is.
Oh.
Got to get me one of those.
But seriously, guys, seriously, if we like next week will be Left-Handers Day and next Thursday, and that kind of brought up the question. I mean, there's no left-hand piano. All right. So why is there?
But it doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah, and I mean, why would a lefty need like a left-handed guitar? Because the intricate part that you do is the fretting with your left hand, and if the left hand is your dominant hand, why is that a disadvantage, right?
That's what I'm saying. I think right-handed people should be like Mikey Demas and be playing lefty guitars.
Yeah.
And people like fight me on the internet over it. They're like, no, your strumming hand has to be your dominant hand. Why? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I strum just fine. And honestly, like I can remember what it was like learning to play guitar, and it sucked no matter what. Like it takes you a while to figure it out, to get either hand working in any way. Like it's the same for everyone. Yep. I could have, if someone had handed me a left-handed guitar and be like, here, learn how to play this, it probably would have been just about as easy as learning to play right-handed guitar starting out. That's kind of my hot take on it.
That's how I check like what it feels like to be a beginner again. Sometimes just to hold a guitar the wrong way around, because being so wonderfully skilled, you sometimes forget what it was like at the beginning.
Yeah, you want to make sure you stay humble.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to stay. I mean, out of all the humblest of people, I'm probably the most humble, and I've got to stay that top of my game of humblest. And by doing that, I just check out a left-handed guitar. And speaking of left-handed guitars, I've got a guitar that should be left-handed but isn't. This is the Fender Jagstang.
You just flip it over and it'll be lefty, and you'll be all set.
And Dan, we've got some news. I'm saying goodbye to this Jagstang tomorrow.
Oh, what?
No.
A friend of mine really wants it. And quite frankly, he hasn't shouted at me like I'm the best guitar ever. It pretty much sucks as a guitar, And also, I feel I'm not really into signature guitars that much. And now I've owned it for a while. I've played it through. I feel like my teenage self has, had enough of that. And so that's going to be going tomorrow. And also, I bought a new car. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I've done that this summer as well. Highly recommend it. You don't have the money to think about the guitars anymore after that. That's good.
You want to cure your guitar addiction, just buy a car.
Yeah.
Simple.
Because once you bought the car, it doesn't end there. It just keeps on rolling.
Yeah.
I think this is far too civil. We should bring in another guest. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, why not?
Here he is.
Oh, great. There's Henning.
Hello.
At least two of us are dressed in style.
Yeah.
Hey.
I put a shirt on. I put on a shirt, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at my DJ headphones. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Jorts! Ryan is wearing jorts. Okay, if you're listening to this on the audio version, please pop over to my YouTube channel and look at around. Does it tell us what minute we're on? Whatever 34, minute it is now.
34.
34.
Yeah.
Check it around for 34 minutes for some absolute audio gold.
Audio gold.
I love how Dan and I could literally be twins. Like literally.
Are you seeing it like what? Because I got buttons I can press like this. Can I move you? I can't move you around. Oh, I nearly removed Henning then. Look at this. Anybody feel dizzy?
Awesome.
Usually.
I can solo people. Hey, Henning.
He's drunk with power. Oh, hello.
I'm sure all the audio listeners will appreciate this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting right here.
You wanted it. You got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what are we talking about? Guitars?
We're talking about left-handed guitars, Henning.
Is this only about guitars, or is this also about the stuff you plug them into?
You mean left-hand amps?
Left-handed amps, yes.
I have a few of those.
Left-hand pedals.
Well, I mean, usually it's
Left-handed
bass,
pedals.
middle, treble, but some people do
Right.
treble, middle, bass, and then it's a left-handed amp.
Aren't rats
That's-
kind of
that's-
left-handed pedals because the knobs go the other direction?
Yes, they are.
Rats are left-handed pedals.
Yeah.
But
It's the
actual
pedal-
rats left-handed.
Yes.
Because usually it's bright on the right. Rats are bright on the left. That makes it a left-handed pedal.
Guys, rats don't have hands.
They have paws. Yeah, they have little claws. They're kind of handy though. They have thumbs.
True.
I thought this was a good podcast. What happened?
Why you thought that?
Do I need to ask? Do I need to ask?
That's your own mistake right there.
Assumptions.
Yeah, there's a question. Should pedals be left-footed? That's a good point.
Actually, Robin had a very good point. Robin gets angry when the tap is on the right.
Mm.
And he has a point. He says the delay usually is one of the last things on your pedal board, which technically would be on the top left of the pedal board, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Delay
Yes.
reverb. So if the tap is on the right, there's a higher chance that when you're tapping, you're stepping on another pedal. Whereas if the tap was on the left and it's on the top left of the pedal board where delays usually go, there's a higher chance that you're actually not stepping on another pedal.
I think the tap should be in the very middle of the knob cluster, and it should be one of those long switches that sticks out like an inch and a half. So you're just like mashing on top of. You guys are shaking your head like it's a bad idea, but I think it's a great idea.
I'm with you. I am with you. It's
I,
just,
I'd go with that.
That's kind of what
Actually-
Master Effects does for their second option on their pedal, because they have the second foot switch and it's taller. It's a lot taller than the other one. It's higher up on the pedal. You put it up amongst the knobs, in between the knobs, this really high foot switch, and that'll be your tap. It's a
Have
good
we got
idea.
any left-handed players in the chat? Because I'm trying to get this back to left-handed guitars.
Well, here's my
before-
question. Here's my question. If you're a wah user, which is perverse and disgusting if you are, if you're a wah user, are you a left wah or a right wah with your foot?
Right.
I am a right wah, and people who are left wah users are wrong. Should be sent away from wah heaven.
Hey, wait a second. Left-wah for sure. I mean, if you do, if you want to do like the whole like rhythm thing, which foot are you using if you like do the rhythm? If you tap on the ground for your rhythm, are you using the right? Because usually if you're holding your guitar, you put it on your right foot. Otherwise, you play like a classical player.
I guess that makes sense. If you're a lap player, you play sitting down, you'd want the wah on your left foot, because otherwise you're bouncing the guitar all over the place.
Who plays a wah while sitting down? The only reason to play a wah is to be on stage and be all cool and have it. I mean, come on.
If you're gonna play a wah sitting down, you better be sitting on the wah, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like rocking back and forth.
Oh, I see a product. The wah chair. The
rocking
wah
chair wah video. Thank you. My idea.
What?
That's it.
You got to name drop me in it if you do it.
There you
Okay.
go.
Henny's just
Right.
claiming other people's ideas all of a sudden. It's
Weird,
it seems to be
Crazy.
a trend.
You know,
a trend of,
Ibanez had a pedal called the Weeping Demon. I mean, that's literally the Weeping Demon, right?
I think I own that one.
It was called the Weeping Demon because it was made out of cheap plastic and it broke, and whoever bought it tried.
I almost bought one of those.
You know it was made out of cheap plastic. A wah has to be a brick that you can kill someone with.
Andy's leaving.
I would live too.
I quit. I almost bought one of those Weeping Demons. Oh, he's got one. Just because of how bonkers they are. They're huge.
That's literally one of the ugliest wahs on the planet. I'm sorry. I've done a video where I reviewed, 18 of them in one big video. I wouldn't have put that in there because that's just icky.
Daddy's back.
And I'm saying, look, I can say anything I want about Ibanez because I'm wearing a shirt.
Oh, I forgot.
I just have to correct you, Henning. It's made of metal,
Oh, really?
and
There
it's
you go.
rock solid. It's absolutely rock solid.
People make that mistake about the Dan Electro pedals too. They assume they're made out of plastic, but they're actually made out of metal.
I've
The new
never
ones
seen,
or
like,
the-
a
or
Weeping
the-
Demon break? Nope, never. I've never
Classic.
seen a Weeping Demon break actually.
That's because people
Because you've never seen anyone use it.
Come on.
Same joke. People aren't using them enough. No, but I think I want to get one just because they're so bonkers and they have so many like odd little details and stuff that you don't see in other WAs. So
Yeah.
I want to get one just to check it out. And they're not expensive used right now. I don't think
But
they
why
are.
does Ryan say he wants to get a WA? He just made fun of people who play WA. What the?
Stuff that I make fun of.
I would be happy with a wah and a fuzz pedal. That's it. In fact, that's the rig I rocked for many a year. A big
And
muff
no guitars,
and a wah.
no amps, just a wah and
No,
a fuzz.
I just shout into the socket. Ah! Wah!
A big
Yeah.
muff and a WA.
That's how you make music.
Yeah, I mean, the big muff is here somewhere. It was that muff, and then I think it came because you can't hear anything once you turn on a big muff. So I must have thought, oh, that sounds good when I sort of cock that. Not this one, of
It has
course.
like
'cause-
a spring-loaded part to it, which is crazy. On that, and it's got
I think I bought one because of that feature.
And
Because like,
So
Yeah.
you're saying, so
Yeah, the
Andy's
one
saying he
on the
wants to cock before the muff. That's what he said. That's
Right.
what he said.
that's what he's saying. I know.
Oh, there seems to be a problem with Henning's mic. Oh no, Henning, you seem to have reached the maximum terrible joke level. It's working again.
The internet
That is what you said.
He's back. All right.
Who's pinging? Who's pinging really loudly in my ear?
My wife texting me. I don't know how to turn that off on this computer.
Right.
Sorry. I'll text her and tell her to stop texting me.
We'll allow it as long as you read out the text.
She's okay. This could be fun. Let me read it first to make sure it doesn't get too spicy. All right. Last night I had a dream. I was trying to put Henry and Edith to sleep in a garage. Those are our children. But the people inside were fighting, so I took them to our party house and tried to put them to bed in the back room. But the fish tank in the room was haunted and kept waking them up. So I told the fish tank ghost to knock it off or I would unplug it. And the fish tank said, but then the music for the party will stop. So I was like, okay, good point.
I'm pretty sure that's like a high school script for a horror movie that you're reading.
Henning, you should take that idea and do something with it.
Look, Ryan's wife is extremely beautiful, but she's clearly bonkers.
We're artists over here. We're creative people, Henning. I mean,
So now I understand. I always thought she's like way out of his league, but now I understand how that makes sense.
You know the crazy hot scale?
Yeah. She's extremely hot, but she's also extremely crazy.
Yeah.
well,
I think-
whatever.
I think,
It's
yeah.
extremely like it. So there you go.
Could I ask a question about the beginning of the video where I commented on Dan's guitar that he's holding?
Yeah.
If said Andy Timmons signature Ibanez has no Hyperion pickups and a different neck profile, how in the world is that an AZ?
It's an ATZ.
There you go. There's your answer.
It's not ads. It's an ads. Ads.
Because isn't the thing that defines the AZ the fact that they worked on that neck profile with all those artists, they worked on those pickups with all those artists, and then you remove those two things, what still defines it as an AZ?
Well, some of the key features, such as like the body shape and the roasted maple neck, the stainless steel frets, the lumen lace, the locking tuners, the headstock shape, the body contour on the back. I think there are quite a few like USPs that the AZ brings about that are shared on the ATZ. But still, like with the Marcos Fogli model, it's a different guitar. It's not supposed to be like an AZ signature guitar that's basically just based on the Hyperion pickups and all the specs. It's basically what Andy sees in an AZ. Does
I don't
that
know.
make sense?
The problem is, when I tried that thing at his house, I thought it was an AZ. I thought that was a cool guitar. I don't know why Henning hates it. I don't want to work with Ibanez ever again.
I don't hate. Okay, wait.
Ibanez,
I
I'll
have-
work with you. Henning's
Ryan,
out in.
Ryan, how many Ibanezens do you have on your wall?
He said just the Starfield, right?
I just have the
There you
Starfield.
go. Yeah.
Starfield
And
doesn't
that's not-
count. Actual Ibanez.
He said it was an Ibanez. He said it was a Starfield by Ibanez.
Okay.
It is.
I have a Starfield. And
Where?
I'm looking at 4 Ibanezens right now. So I'm a Ibanez fanboy, okay?
You're fully saturated. I'm saying there's opportunity over here for.
Wait. I'm fully saturated.
Ooh, the black pearl. There you go.
I knew what was coming. I knew exactly what was going to come, and I don't think we should explain it for the audio listeners.
Get it? Saturated?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Would you mind explaining?
I want to explain it to Vlad, please.
Adam is telling us that the plural for Ibanez is Ibanai.
Ibanez.
That's correct. Yeah.
Why
Victor
don't you
Thompson
explain
says
it?
that was bad.
Well, why
Because it's
doesn't
funny if I find
anyone
out.
explain this? No?
Why doesn't anyone explain it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, come on.
Dankeschön.
He needs to take his workouts to the gym because they're a little weak. Huh?
Oh, there you go. All right. Shall we go back to the lefty topic and be a little bit more provocative?
Yeah.
Over.
There's nothing left to discuss about that.
Nothing.
Well,
left.
the reason to play a right-handed guitars, even though you're lefty, is because you simply just can buy more.
Mhm.
There isn't a single left-handed Music Man, and they're great guitars. But
No,
you could-
wait. They used to make the Van Halens as lefties. Wait, let's go to Sweetwater. Let's do that. Come on. And
There you
can
go.
you share screens? Can we go on sweetwater.com and check out what's available for lefty? Because
I don't know.
there's
I
a
mean,
thing.
I'm not getting any money from Sweetwater for this, so I don't
Yeah,
know the
so
answer to that.
no.
Yeah, proactive. This is
As far as I know, I talked to my Music Man guy, and he said it doesn't make sense for them to do them in the factory. So you're talking about the Axis, which used to be the Van Halen, but is now the Axis Sport, right?
And that's not available as lefty?
Now, nothing from Music Man is available as lefties.
You gotta be kidding
I
me.
can share my screen apparently. Oh, Hoser, Dylan is here from Hoser. He can confirm Axis were made in lefties.
Axi.
Were
Thank you,
made,
Dylan,
but
for-
not anymore. Pretty
Hey,
sure.
there you go. I'm on the Sweetwater website. So we got the John Petrucci models, the JP6. They are available as lefties.
Really?
Yep.
Then they lied to me.
Who was the guy? Come on.
Let's
Who
get him.
lied?
Come on, out him now. Who's your Sweetwater representative?
Well, if I said his name on this podcast, then you'd have to bleep it because it's a very dirty name.
All right.
Okay, I'm certainly not editing any of this rubbish. So.
Okay.
Dirty and
I don't even do the editing. Dan does it, but I don't want Dan to have to listen to this again.
Let's just call that guy like I don't know, Chris.
Yeah,
Let's just call him Chris.
Let's call him like randomly Chris.
he always.
I see like on Sweetwater we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 John Petrucci lefty models, and they're all in a price range between 2.7K to 3.2K. So there is an offer. It's pricey, but Music Man does lefties for sure.
How much are the right-handed versions of those?
That is actually a good question. Let's take like the JP7 with Paizo, Mr. Grimm one. I mean, that's a good point. Like, do you think lefty guitars should be at the same amount as right-hand guitars, or is a little bit of a surplus? Is that okay?
My whole thing is that more right-handed writers should be playing left-handed guitars to get their dominant hand on the fretboard. So I think there should be more left-handed guitars in the world to fill that niche. And I think I think music teachers should be taking a more proactive role. And like, oh, just because you're right-handed doesn't mean that you should be playing right-handed guitar. Let's get you on this other thing and figuring out their students a little better. So I think there should be a more. There shouldn't be such a disparity between the amount of lefties and righty guitars being made. I think there should be more righties being made. But if there's not, demand, then it's not going to happen. There are brands like Pure Salem guitars where the owner is lefty, and he makes every single model left-handed option for the same exact price. But most of the time, brands, there's an upcharge for a lefty.
Yeah, I mean, what I see on the Sweetwater website is that they take like $150 extra for lefty version of the exact same model.
And the
Which to me,
things, it's not that bad, but it sucks for like beginner players.
No.
I mean, if you're buying a $3,000 guitar, $150, like that could have been, just some other option that you threw on there. It could be, a portion of tax or whatever. But if you're a new guitarist, like there should be lefty Bullet Mustangs, there should be lefty Epiphone Les Pauls.
But could we go into why they are more expensive? Because I think people would just say, well, they just want to take our money. I mean, what is the reasoning?
It's production numbers. They're not making them in bulk.
That is correct. Yeah, I mean, you're producing less lefty guitars compared to the righty guitars, and if they have to like flip the whole production process, it costs like to restructure everything, and also if your capacity is much lower for that, you're basically blocking righty models.
You have to get left-handed CNC robots, and those are really hard to track down. Someone's going to make those.
Well, if you look at trems, I mean, if Music Man orders custom made, because they have their own trem system, and they order 3,000 of those for the next 2 years or whatever for the normal guitars, that's fine. But then they order 200, and then there's a special mold that has to be made for it because they're proprietary things.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure with the AZs, if you went to
I didn't know I could do that. Look at that.
It looks good. Good job.
That's way cool. If you look at the AZs, that trem that's on there, which is I think a Goto, that's proprietary. So if they have to make a left-handed version, they probably have to make a new mold for the aluminum and stuff like this or whatever. So I understand that it's more expensive for less parts.
Yeah, that is correct.
If someone's actually standing there doing the work, it shouldn't be more expensive.
From Stefan is saying, if you're just starting and you're new to guitar, start with the right-handed guitar. You will have much more buying options, and you still have to learn everything regardless of which hand you write with. I think we were just discussing that, guys. The options are far more numerous for right-handed players.
Yeah,
that's true.
My question, the thing I'm thinking of, like, how do people end up playing left-handed guitars? Like when you go to a guitar teacher, they're like, nobody's ever asking, are you right or left-handed, I think? Or are teachers asking that? It's like...
There's your answer. Or an answer. My wife is a lefty, and when she was young, people tried to correct her to her proper hand. Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday. That was in the 70s, though.
I'm so tempted to read that out. I am so tempted.
What the fudge? That's what it means. Where's the fudge?
Where's the fudge? Where's the fudge, Ryan?
I don't know. I want it though. I was a kid in the in the 80s. I was born 81, and in the mid 80s, going to school, I'd already started learning how to write and draw before I went into first grade and kindergarten. And the teacher still tried to get me to write with my right hand. It's too late. It's too late for me.
I was a teacher for many years, and when my students came in, they had never played guitar. And I said, I'm left-handed. I'm like, I don't care. Play right-handed. Because you will have so many more options. It's going to be so much easier. And realistically, what you said before, when you're learning, it doesn't matter. It's tough either way.
Yeah. Something someone said in the comments on one of my videos is, if you've got someone who's never played before and they're wondering which one to pick, just tell them to play air guitar and then go with that. To me, it sounds like a decent idea, but then if you land on left-hand guitar, even if you're a right-handed, writer, you do limit yourself. You are limited as far as the products you can get. But then, do we have too much of a fetish for having all the guitars? As I have a million guitars behind me, and so does Henning. Maybe it's okay for someone to just have their one guitar, and if that makes them a better artist in some sort of way. But if you want options, then you want options. I don't know.
If there was an equal amount of left and right-handed guitars, every guitar you could get in left-handed, I would look at the student and say, what feels more comfortable to you? But realistically, I don't think in the beginning it doesn't make a difference. You have to kind of dictate to your right hand what it has to do. You have to put your fingers fret by fret on the
yes.
And if you do it the other way, then you learn it the other way. I think realistically, it's the same thing in the beginning. It's as hard as it is whether you do it left-handed or right-handed.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
It would make sense to say what feels more comfortable if there's an equal amount of offers on the market, but since there isn't, it's really tough to find the guitar that you want if you play left-handed. There's even with the big brands.
If you're a guitar teacher, if your students ask like, "Hey, should I play left or right-handed guitar?" Ask them, "Oh, what color is like your ideal color for guitar?" And if it's anything other than red, blue, or sunburst, then they're not a lefty.
That's a good point. Dan, the AZs, which you can't get every AZ in left hand, right? There's
only one, like the TFF, the Tri-Fade Burst one.
Yeah, that's the ugliest one. So see, I wouldn't want that.
Oh, come on. It's a nice
We've got a very interesting point brought up by Artie Smudge, and that is he's largely ambidextrous, but there seem to be a lot more right-handed guitars, so it made sense to learn that way. Yep. First up, nice humble brag, but ambidextrous, that brings a whole different thing to the chicken to the table.
Are there pills for that?
I'm a Christian, so I don't believe in ambidextrous. Can we get Glenn in the chat? Where's Glenn?
Well, Ryan's got a good point. Oh, Henny's got a good point. I was just checking lefty 6-string models on Sweetwater, and you got blue, gray, and yellow natural-ish blonde, butterscotch blonde. So it's very
they have like the safest, like most common colors ever for lefty stuff, and it's really limited. You're never going to get like a crazy finish with a lefty.
Sub $300, it's super limited. It's super narrow. But the thing is, like, if I check what we sell in terms of lefties, it's usually they say that 10% of the population are lefty, but it's not really reflected in numbers. So I would say that there is quite an amount of lefties that naturally gravitate towards playing like a right-handed guitar, because they naturally feel that with the left hand being the delicate hand, it feels better if you do the fret work with that. And I'm 100% convinced that the reason why people want a left-hand guitar is because you take the pick with your hand, and that is like the first contact point. So as a right-handed player, I gravitate towards taking up the pick with my right hand and not with my left hand. Whereas if I had been taught to take the pick with my left hand, it probably have felt natural to me. Because the guitar is a highly self-taught instrument. It's not like the piano where you usually don't start. You have a teacher, and they show you where the notes are and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
You read a long list of famous and very talented players who are lefties playing righty earlier. Have any of us ever encountered someone who just sucked at guitar besides me, who it was clear that they were suffering because they were playing with the wrong hand? To me, it seems like everyone just figures it out eventually. Like you practice and you get better. I've never met. I
think you just nailed something there. There was a girl that I saw on Instagram today who was playing, and everything she was playing sounded good, but like she'd learned it like a robot. Like it was almost like robotically the notes. There was no what we would call feel. Right. It was lacking in feel. It was so fluid and so correct, but it didn't feel right. And I think she might actually be playing with the wrong hand. Now that you've said that, there was something wrong with it.
You should tell her you're playing with the wrong hand.
I will.
Go mansplain that to her right now.
Brian says
now.
No.
So Andy's texting her right now.
Yeah, to tell you.
She's not gonna read my Instagram message. I'm not gonna message a girl on Instagram. I know better than to do that. I just noticed.
What about we talk about?
Do you actually want Glenn in here?
Oh, if he's waiting to join, then put him in. I was just making a joke about religious.
He's not, but he could be.
Whatever you want to do, man. It's your show.
There's a comment saying that I took piano lessons as a child. The first thing you learn is to put the right thumb on the middle C. Yes, but with piano, I'm a ex-classical piano player. Like, you don't put your left hand on the C and then try to go up. Like,
No, it's just
it's different than guitar.
There's no piano where the low notes are on the right.
Yep.
let's go flute. Flute, you play like this.
no flute.
Is there a flute you play here?
Don't Photoshop that, guys.
What?
I'm not currently looking at the screen with you all, but
You
I'm a
have
little
you
bit
have a
worried
flute
what's
like
going
this,
on right
okay?
now.
Henning, that's not how you play a flute.
So can you? I don't know if you have a flute like Is there a left? Is there is flute only? Wait, this you okay? And then is there a flute that's on the other? Wait, this is how you play flute, and then you move it around.
Is there flute on both sides?
Now that's a video you saw somewhere else on both sides. Okay, that's different. But the point is, are there flutes that go on both? A trumpet you play in front of you. Okay, that's fine. Is there a left-handed trumpet?
Well, Paul
know,
Reed Smith
right?
is wrong. There is such a thing as a left-handed piano, and I knew I'd seen it, and I just Googled it, and it does exist.
Well, I have known.
Well, what does it mean? It goes up to on the left side. Oh yeah, right.
Yes.
I've known someone who calls himself a left-handed pianist. And what they
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, guys.
children over here. What they mean to say that is that they hold down the rhythm with their right hand, and they have a propensity to play leads with their left hand. Where usually people play the rhythm with their left hand on the low notes and lean into leads with their right hand. That's what he was trying to say. I know there's left-handed drummers too, people who flip their kit around.
Yeah.
That goes back to the left-handed wah discussion.
Oh, come on.
No, I just saw Ryan taking his kit and going
Flip that kit?
upside down. Flip your kit
Oh.
around.
Yeah, he flips upside down. He play upside down. No,
It's very confusing playing with the left-handed drummer. It really freaks me out.
yeah, because they have the hi-hat and the snare on the other side.
Yeah, I don't like it. There was a guy who actually got asked to leave the band because it just didn't work.
That is really bad to like.
That was way years and years and years ago, and there was a surplus of drummers back then.
There's a
Sure. Definitely
There
wasn't
was.
last week.
When has there ever been a surplus of drummers?
Yeah.
In my village in 1995.
Everyone go to Andy's village. Apparently, it's lousy with drummers.
Lousy.
What
My grandfather was one of them. It's terrible.
What I wanted to point out, we're talking about, let's say, normal guitars. We're talking about Strats, Tallys, whatever, Ibanez's, but what if we go into weird shapes? Let's say we go into Explorers. Are there left-handed Explorers? These are easier to build, except for the hardware. What about 7 and 8 strings? How many companies are doing an 8-string lefty because it's an odd guitar anyway? It's a smaller market. Technically, one could argue smaller market. So why not just make a lefty? Because you're not making many anyway. But how many lefty 8 strings are there?
Well, if you're playing 8-string, you're already double tapping. You might as well be playing Chapman's stick. So it's like it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure you play it like this and play it like that anyway. So
Dan, can you do some research? Lefty
Yep.
8 strings, lefty 7 strings.
Lefty 7 strings, there are quite a few, but lefty 8 strings, I'm pretty sure there are none.
So Crazy Shapes. This is a guitar from Pure Salem. The company I mentioned makes everything in left-handed, the same exact price as the right-handed.
If that looked totally different, I would say it's a beauty.
What a statement.
It almost looks normal as a left-handed guitar.
it does
It
actually.
does, yeah. It looks much better left-handed. Are you sure they sent you the right guitar?
Well, but take the Iceman,
not
take
for
the
there,
Ibanez,
there.
take the Ibanez Iceman, and Paul Gilbert flipped it to make it the Fireman, and it was a gorgeous guitar.
I much prefer the Fireman. Here, Hoser had $1 million idea. Can anyone guess what the $1 million idea was? Hi, Victor, by the way.
Sell $1 million $1 sandwiches.
Oh, let angled cable.
I don't know. No one else is coming up with
See,
ideas.
The thing is, Dylan is just too brilliant for this world.
Yeah.
He's asking,
Dylan,
just
I
for
think we all
listeners,
love you.
he's asking, why isn't anyone making left angle cables? Which is a good point. It's $1 million idea. We see.
Yeah.
Dylan, you designed that, and I will buy 100.
Awesome. Actually, we have to give props to Schecter. According to the Sweetwater website, there are 3 different guitars ranging from $800 to $1,400 that are 8-string lefties.
3?
Really?
Yeah, we've got the
Wow.
Banshee, we've got a Damien, and we've got a multi-scale Schecter C8. There you
Okay.
go.
That's impressive.
I actually, we've got to be fair, I'm not sure if all of these are current models because Schecter did definitely reduce their overall amount of lefty models for 2020, at least what I saw for Europe. But that's pretty impressive. So we've got 3 models overall. Let's go 7 strings. How many 7 strings can you buy?
If I ran a guitar company, I would design a guitar that could go either way. Like think
It's called a V.
think of like an FG body shape, but then the controls are all lined up behind the tailpiece, so it doesn't matter if they're up or down. And then you include a swappable nut with each guitar, and anyone could buy it.
That's actually a cool point. Actually, you don't even need to have the electronics behind the bridge. You can also have like a pick guard that works the other way. So you can actually
flippable
flip it.
pick guard, yeah.
Yeah,
But if
that
you
would
look at
also work.
Flippable pick guard.
If
Yeah.
you look at, you could do that with a 335. You could do that with an SG. If the controls were not on one side, an SG could work beautifully on both sides with an exchangeable nut. 335 wouldn't be a problem if it's not in the guitar.
Exchangeable Nut is the name of Henning and my new band.
Yep.
I'm starting a flippable pick guard.
And we don't play contemporary Christian, we play non-contemporary Christian. We play really old Christian music.
Chant.
When they were still like being fed to the lions and stuff. That's what we play.
Yeah. It's a lot of screaming. Screaming and running. Where
Oh, man.
talking about? But another thing, like you put fret dots on both sides of the neck just in case,
That was my idea.
Okay. I'll
So
send you my
that's actually-
piece.
Should we
Ah,
put Fred
we've
boards
lost
on both
Henning.
sides
We've
of the
lost
neck as
Henning.
well? Hey, that's an idea. 2-sided guitars.
What, you mean
Fred
like-
board on both
that
sides of
is-
the neck.
On both sides.
if
Yeah,
you
fret
have,
dots on both sides.
imagine an
That
RG.
exists. I've seen that.
If you had an RG typey thing, and it's symmetrical.
Uh-huh.
Technically, why not have the switch and the volume in the middle? I mean, why not? On this guitar, okay, I can go down here, but it would be the same thing if I had it here.
Boom.
The issue of
Rick
clockwise
has
versus
nailed it.
clockwise.
Clockwise or counterclockwise? Oh,
Rick, you're a genius, my friend. Rick has just asked or stated, what about the issue of clockwise versus counterclockwise controls?
wait. If I had this here and I'm rolling it up and I'm turning it around, and now I'm.
I
I
think
would,
you just
I would roll it down. Yeah, it's you would need different parts.
But that's where the swappable pick guard would come in. The flippable pick guard.
I would take it one step further, where you add is it like a gyroscope? So when you flip the guitar, it recognizes that it's the other way around, and the controls come up from the other side. That's like the
Transformer.
Gibson robot tuners version
Okay,
2.
we
Firebird
lost Vlad.
X.
Vlad
I
got
like
off
that.
the deep end.
But
Instead,
what about
instead of
those what's it called when you have on synthesizers where the knob just turns round, there's no end point?
oh
What's
yeah,
that
yeah.
called?
These are analog, Andy. This isn't a digital thing.
But here's the
Yeah,
thing.
but you could implement that along with Vlad's gyroscope, and then we're rolling in money.
Instead of knobs, do sliders, and it works the same direction both ways.
But
I love sliders on guitars.
you mean we're rolling in money like Gibson rolled in money because they used robot tuners?
Awesome.
Oh man, I met a guy whose brother was behind the design for the Robo tuners before they came out, and he was so excited about it. Like, oh, my brother invented these tuners that Gibson's going to use, and they're robotic, and they had already come. Like the news had already broke, and everyone hated them. And I was like, I don't know how to tell this guy that no one likes those.
Dylan has a good idea. If anyone has seen my video of the EBG guitars with an aluminum core and side wing.
Sorry.
I can see this, Andy. I can see what you're doing. That would work if you had a core to attach the sides to. And in the sides, you have the electronics.
Yeah, the electronics.
On those EBG guitars, someone actually said that those would be great to actually change them to a lefty. The headstock would then be reversed, and you need a different.
Henning, we would hate it. We would hate it. You'd be sitting in that chair saying, "What's the point in this? This is stupid. It doesn't fit properly. Why not just make a left-handed version?"
Also, at a certain point,
we'd hate it.
Yeah, we would. We would. Would we be right about it, though? Would we be right in hating it?
No, I don't think we would. But we'd still say it.
At a certain point, we've lost the script where lefties really just want to have the same exact guitars that everyone else does. They don't want a special, like, flippable, modular, crazy guitar. They want a left-handed Jaguar. They want a left-handed Les Paul. You know, they want the classics like everyone else does. They don't want some sort of freaky new modern design.
I wouldn't want a Jaguar, but that's just me.
I mean, from a company perspective, just put it that way, because I'm completely with Ryan. If you only offer guitars that are 2K and upwards, you don't get the players when they are beginners. You need the lefty Epiphone Les Paul, you need the lefty RG, you need the lefty Schecter C, whatever. I mean, if you overlook those people, obviously there's a market, but basically we started with the question, and we digressed a little bit. We started with the question: is there a need for lefty players? Are lefties just lazy and should learn to play a right-hand guitar? I know.
Not controversial at all.
I'm provocative here, but you know,
that's leftism. Okay, that's leftism.
Well, I think there's a couple. I think there's a couple different ways people get into playing left-handed guitar. One of the most, one of the ways that locks them in for sure is they pick it up on their own. There's no one there to tell them what to do, and they just go with the way that feels best. And at that point, like, you're on your own. You've chosen your path. The other way is that people get told by a teacher or someone else, like, "Oh, you're left-handed. You should play left-handed guitar," and they don't know any better. They don't know that they could try the other way and see if it works out. I mean, if you play every day for weeks and you make no progress, you might as well try the other way around, lefty or righty,
Actually, that might be a very interesting approach for a music teacher, a guitar teacher, to have like two identical guitars. One is a lefty model and one is a righty model, and like have your student try it for a couple of weeks and see where he makes the fastest progress on which guitar. That would be his natural side.
Going back to, there should be Epiphones and Squires and whatnot. I think it would be interesting to see, to introduce new players, like as they start, like, oh, here's a left-handed option when you start, versus like, oh, you're left-handed, here's a $2,000 model. Like if Squire put out a run of Bullet Mustangs that were left-handed, just knowing, and they did it in the same production amount as the right-handed ones, and just were like, you know what, we're going to invest, these are going to sell 25 times slower or 50 times slower than all the other bullets, but we'll have them ready, and every store will have at least one around. Eventually, there would be more new players picking up left-handed guitars, which would build a demand for that, because you're starting with young players, new players, and beginner players. But I mean, it's a huge investment for a company to make, because they've got to make like hundreds of thousands of those things, right, to keep the cost down.
It's also for the dealers. I mean, if you go to a music store, how many lefty models do you see there? I mean, online, it's a totally different story. But if you go to to proper mama papa store, brick and mortar, with like a couple dozen guitars, how many lefty models do you usually see? 2, 3?
Maybe 3 dusty ones.
Yeah.
That no one knows how to change the strings on and set up.
Where do you even get left-handed strings?
Sorry?
Where do you even get left-handed strings,
You have to cut the ball off and then attach it to the other end.
Yep.
Simple.
Like a Floyd Rose. Yeah.
We have just a podcast question. We need to publish the podcast on Podbean. Dan, I don't think we're on Podbean. Is that correct?
No, but we
I
can.
know.
We can add that.
I know lesser podcasts are on Podbean.
Mhm.
Hello.
Okay, we can add that. That's not a problem.
Oh, darn you!
No, Podbean is the hosting service. It's not like it's
Yeah.
not like iTunes or something like that. So if you're not on it, you're not on it. I don't think you can get on Podbean.
I believe it's a paid thing, isn't it? Right?
I think you can do part of it for free, but we do the paid option.
I think I ended up going with the paid version because like the free version didn't have like anything, to be
Right.
honest. It was like I think you could listen to the podcast on Podbean and that's about it. So,
yeah.
So I went with the paid one. It's not too bad, especially if you do like an annual plan.
I mean, when you're making a podcast, the money's just rolling in anyway.
I know I have earned
So no one ever.
You got to
Ever.
spend money to make money in the podcasting game. I got
The podcasting game.
yeah.
I was hovering when we're using this StreamYard right now. To the listeners, we're using a thing called StreamYard so we can all be seen on YouTube. And I was hovering over the buy the $25 per month button for like a minute. I was like, it sounds like fun. Is that a present to myself? Well, hang on. I should be not spending money as a present to myself on something that's like not even a business. Go on then. But minutes passed by while I was shaking my index finger over the mouse.
a cold sweating thinking about it.
We will be joined by Glenn at some point, by the way. He said, I don't want to. He said he will join when he's finished eating, which was some time ago.
He's on keto, so he's got to go
What,
to
Glenn?
beast to kill first. So, is that how keto works? You have to kill the animal. I think that's how it works.
Glenn Fricker, Henning. He's a Canadian.
There he is.
Here.
I have a question about
Glenn is here. Hey, Glenn.
about Henning's car. Is that supposed to be like underwear on there? That shape on Henning's guitar? It kind of looks like underwear going into like a beach hat.
You just thank you. I have 3 of these to pick one, and these are $4,000, and you just ruined this one for me. Thank you.
G-string. It
I
cannot
didn't think
be
you would
unseen.
ruin it for you. I thought you would be into that.
No, now I can't look at this and see anything.
exactly
else
what it
again.
is.
You suck.
It looks exactly like you should have stopped using that underwear like 3 years ago. Throw it away.
Yeah, I want to know, is it the front or is it the back, though?
That's the
Oh man,
back,
I
surely.
really like this one. There's 3 different designs, and I really like this one. And now you ruined it.
Well, now you got to show us the other 2. So
Henning, we've discussed this. Let's not talk about those guitars
that's
on
not.
this podcast.
someone else is going to point it out eventually. You should be happy that I pointed it out
Yeah,
for you.
I might just send them all back.
You
Right,
should
that sounds like a paid service there, my friend.
you should run all your guitars by me to make sure that there's nothing perverse hidden in them, because I'll spot it.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to test you. How's this Jag Stang?
Oh, it just looks
called
like.
a Jag Stang. That's perverted just in the name.
How is that perverted in the name?
Stang sounds stanky.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. It's got a funky stank to it.
There's nothing perverted about the Jag Stang. It is a holy and pure and wholesome instrument. Except for it looks like there's a bunch of dicks sticking out of it. I mean, you guys see
Dan, I'm really sorry. When I suggested doing this live and then inviting people, I thought no one would show up.
Now you invited Glenn, so
Creme de
that's
la creme.
That's of course the most wholesome of us all.
Yeah, well, what I'm actually going to do at some point, Dan, with your permission as well, is to open it up to people in the chat if they would like to join us.
Oh boy.
And I will let one person in to ask a question on the theme of left-handed guitars or something in that vein, and then we'll kick them out.
Yes.
Is it?
That's cool.
So if anyone's ever wanted to hang out with this motley crew,
Hey, that's a good
already.
name.
It is a good band name. It's a project I've been working on. But you take the idea, Henning. You take it. It's yours.
Thank you.
I know how this
Bikini
works.
guitar is still. Woo.
I think Swappable Nut is still the best band name for us, but
Or not.
So is there anyone
Oh.
that wants to join, Andy? Or
No.
shall we- no.
If you don't want to join, I can't blame you.
I mean, as soon as I post the link to this in that chat, it's open to anybody.
yeah, we're waiting for you to post the link again.
So I'm going to do it. Boom.
There
If
it
you
is.
would like to be in this chat, chatting with us and being on screen, then you may click that link and you'll be put backstage, which means that I can see you, but nobody else can. And then if you pass the test of me squinting at the screen to see what you look like, yeah.
Looks like that. Anytime going back to left-handed stuff, anytime I get in a fight with people over left-handed guitars, I post a video of this guy who's local to me, actually, got no arms, plays guitar amazingly with his feet. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
which handed guitar should this guy have? You know, he's got no hands, still plays good. So I took it back.
I'd go for left just to annoy people.
Yeah, left-handed guitar for the foot player.
Yeah.
Do we need to have right-footed and left-footed guitars? Now that's a question.
I think
That's a niche market.
I think he plays conventionally with his feet. I think his left foot is on the fretboard.
He's a great
So
player.
he has more
He's
options.
He's the one that is definitely a role model for all of us because there's no excuse for not playing the guitar.
Exactly. Like if a student asks, like, "Oh, should I play left-handed or right-handed?" Just show him a video of that guy and be like, "You tell me, man. You figure it out."
I actually had that happen. I was with a guy who I was teaching him, but he was, very like first chords, and he's like, I can't do this. Been trying for weeks. I can't do it. I'm not able to do a guitar thing, whatever you want to call it. And then we walked into this bar, and there was a guy playing a gig who had only hands and fingers on his shoulders, and he was playing a guitar slide, and it sounded and singing, and it sounded phenomenal. And I had to just throw that in my friend's face. I was like, well, there's your proof.
Yeah.
So
It's all about practice. You know,
I
you
had,
could play guitar with your nose if you had enough time to practice it.
I had a new friend of mine
It's the will.
on Facebook, and she said she's rather big. And she said, I've got these short, stubby fingers, and they're thick. And what guitar should I get? And I say, well, I don't think it matters. You shouldn't get a guitar for fat fingers, because I see these 6-year-old Chinese girls with these tiny hands and tiny fingers playing Malmsteen. I see what's his name, Kingfisher? Is it Kingfisher guy? The black.
yeah.
Also, how does anyone play mandolin without thinking?
It's
yes,
super hard.
So I see small women, small girls. I see people that are bigger and have short, thick fingers, and they can all play.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's as easy, but they adjust and they figure it out and they go. So there is never an excuse not to play.
Yeah.
And as my video on the Ibanez GRX40 showed, there isn't even an excuse not ever to play, even if you only have cheap gear, because just do it.
That was good. But wait, just let me add the guy who is so impressive. He's called Jonathan Bastos. So if you want to check out a reason why you should practice your ass off and go to the woodshed, Jonathan Bastos. He's crazy. He plays with his foot, and it's so much soul. It's so wow. It just gives me goosebumps every time I see it. So check that out.
I will.
Is there anyone who wants to join the show?
There's something I will pop up. Jason has said, my goal is to end up on 60 cycle Humcast to pop my YouTube guest cherry. I still love you though, Andy.
Well, we're doing the podcast tomorrow night, so join us 8:30 California time tomorrow.
Is that your wife again, Ryan?
It is. What did she say this time?
Has she had a sleep in between then and now? Because I want to know what the dreams have been like.
This is someone else, not my wife. Who
Good.
Is it somebody else's wife?
Oh wait, maybe.
I was just about to ask that.
Why did it send from different phone numbers? That's weird.
So I was going to open the question that Dan and I have roughly every week, and that's the "don't tell my wife" moment. But we're currently on screen and in this chat, we're all people that receive guitars and guitar products as part of our jobs. And the whole thing about "don't tell my wife" is when you buy something that you have to then sneak in.
I get in trouble if I don't have guitars coming in because then she's like, "Oh, he's not working very hard."
Whoa!
Honey, you haven't gotten guitar in weeks. Are we gonna make it? Are you making it right now?
Well, I had a moment like this, but not with guitar this week because, well, as he said, we receive guitars, we review them. Sometimes they go back, sometimes they stay here. But realistically, for several years now, I've said I do not buy gear because it doesn't make sense. I get the guitars, I get the amps, and why should I pay a brand to buy something from them and then advertise it? It just doesn't make sense. And many people think, oh, he's a guy who buys all this stuff and then spends his free time, which of course we have that, making videos. So no, I don't pay for this stuff. And when a guitar comes, I'm like, whatever, same old. I actually bought a piece of gear this week and it's not cheap. And I did spend my money on it because for the first time in quite a while, I had gas. Can you guess what it is?
I know what it is.
Guess what it is?
An electric?
Can you guess what it is? Good, yeah.
Is it an electric kazoo?
No, you might love it actually because it's got the thing in it that you need for the surf.
Oh, it's got the wiggle stick, huh?
No.
Oh, it's got a reverb in it.
Yeah.
But you bought a thing with a reverb in it. It's not a guitar. Is it an amp?
Nope.
I don't know what you got.
I can't handle the delay between the question and the answer.
Is it a delay?
I bought a real tape delay with a spring in it.
Oh wow! So you get like a space machine or something like that. Like what you get?
It's from a company in Australia called EchoFix to do a new space delay, pretty much.
Ah, cool.
And it's got a digital reverb and a spring reverb, and you can blend them, or you can change the the digital reverb to chorus. And it's a real tape, and I had it here from Toman to do a video for Toman, and it's sadly phenomenal. And it's only €2,050.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
And
that's a
that's before
bargain.
maintenance. You got to get those things checked every 3,000 miles.
Well, I would never
We
buy...
have Glenn waiting backstage, but we also have Federico. And I promised just before Glenn comes in, so Glenn's just going to get ready, we're going to invite Federico in with his one question or something to say to this gorgeous, gorgeous panel that's on screen. Please welcome Federico. Hey, Federico.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for
What are you joining us for?
meeting.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the channel.
Just wanted to share a story about the left-handed, right-handed. My first guitar teacher when I was around 12, 13 years old, he was a great player. He was playing blues and he had an accident with fireworks that blew parts of his left hand fingers. So he had like 3 fingers and one was like half. So he tried to relearn how to play guitar left-handed. But apparently he said he couldn't really pick well with what was left of his left hand. So he stayed playing with right-handed and just with the missing fingers. He was still a great player, so I was just starting, so I couldn't really appreciate, but he will play like even partial chords for blues and all stuff, and he would rather play with 3 fingers or 2.5 actually on his fretting hand, but still have his most able hands for picking rather than for fretting.
I mean,
That's an awesome story.
Yeah. If you play rhythm in like a metal band, all you need is that 1 finger and a drop D, you know.
No, but he was playing blues.
Yeah, I've often thought like if my hand got mangled, would I try to switch or would I just adapt? You know, and I think I'd probably be in the adapt side of things.
I would definitely be on that side. There's no. I'm not good enough normally, rather than to switch it up. It's
Right.
But this is. I actually have a fear of fireworks, and that's the reason why. and lions and
I
lions.
think
With
if one of my hands got mangled, I would use all this amazing YouTube money I made and just retire to an island.
I'd buy a bionic hand.
But then you have to make that cook sound. Kids don't
Federico,
even know
thank
what
you
we're
so much
talking
for the
about.
story, man. That was a wonderful story, and I'm hoping that your ex-teacher or teacher is still playing and doing well.
I hope so. I haven't heard from him in years. I moved out from my hometown, so but I think he's fine. I hope.
Well, thank you for being the first ever guest from the chat on the podcast, and indeed on my channel.
That's
I'm
such an
quite
honor
excited.
for me. Thanks for having me.
And
You're
we've
welcome.
got a guitar
I'm going to have to
story.
beat you. Yeah, it's a great story. Thank you, Federica.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Everyone has big shoes to fill now.
Yeah.
Very big. And
Live
the
up
one
to
man who's capable of doing that is Mr. Glenn Fricker.
There he is.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
Glenn.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Very nice to see you,
Wow.
Glenn.
Nice to see you. Just hanging out in this beautiful Southern California afternoon up in the hills. It's quite.
Oh,
warm
you're here.
and quite pleasant. And that was Warren. He's in the waiting room too, so you're gonna have to ditch somebody else.
Warren here is also here waiting to be added to the stream.
Yeah, I mean you can probably get rid of heading. It's no big deal.
That makes space.
I was just going to say I could easily vacate the premises because it's couch time. My lady is probably upstairs waiking for me. And,
She
you
is.
know, see, I was going to be courteous, but you know what? Now I'm sitting right here.
In that case, whatever it is, I volunteer as tribute.
It's wonderful to see you guys. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
You're
Great,
on
thanks, Glenn.
time now. You're in Southern California, Glenn.
Yes, I am. I've been here about a month. You know,
Oh,
just been doing this full time now, and you know, I'm doing like 16-hour days, that kind of stuff. So
Wow.
Because YouTube is so easy.
I'm sorry.
Because YouTube is so easy and we just play guitar, right? That's what people think.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, that's the thing. At least you can play guitar. I'm just getting by on being witty, you know.
Oh, is that what that is?
Ah, Glenn's making the big witty bucks.
I don't
That was
understand.
way more than yours. Anyway.
Yeah, so Glenn, we're talking left-handed guitars. Before we start with you, I am going to try and I was about to try and bring Warren in, but then he disappeared as I started that sentence. Is he just going to walk into the room
we
with
got
you? You're in the
bored
same
waiting.
house.
You know, it's like, you know, Warren's, you know, juggling about 80 things at once usually. I was just like, oh, hey, I'm jumping into Andy's podcast. So it's like, he's like, oh, send me the link. So I sent the link, and now he's in, you put him in the waiting room, so he's mad.
Oh, well, you know, he didn't make the cut. Sorry.
Oh, ouch.
I think
Every time I call him, it doesn't work.
Get
So
on another call. So it's all good.
I think StreamYard does up to 10 people now, which is too many. It's too many. But
it is.
This
It
is
is.
kind of neat. I've never seen this before. StreamYard. What's the deal with this?
it's like the internet, but different.
Okay.
There's people in it.
It's broadcast on itself, and we have to have people come in here. Like, how many people are watching this? I'm very curious.
Currently, we have
43.
42 people watching, and we're also recording this for a podcast, Glenn. Yeah.
Wait,
Hard to point.
can I pick Ryan's nose?
But the point is, guys, it's like a Zoom or Skype chat with one output, but you can actually stream to multiple places at the same time. So we could be streaming live on Facebook as well right now.
Mhm.
I believe most of the platforms, but not Instagram currently.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
So I mean, it's $25 a month, man. Don't suddenly jump on it before you consider that.
That's
You
for the
really
paid
need
one.
to-
There's a free option, Andy. Don't.
This would actually be cool, yeah, because I could do this stuff like live streams on my channel.
I might have to go because my noodle is barking.
So Andy, is Noodle there? Can we see Noodle on the video, please? Is he there?
Noodle, come! I go and get Noodle.
Okay.
So
This is the dog that apparently looks like me.
It really does.
It does look like.
I used to make a note. I was going to get T-shirts made for I'm Andy the human and I'm Noodle the dog.
I would say that he
In
should have
case
named
people
the
get
dog
confused.
Andy, but I'm starting to think you should name yourself Noodle.
Well, that's the guy from The Offspring, isn't it?
The offspring, yeah.
Andy, how are you in two places? It does look a lot like Andy.
No, wait.
There we go.
There's Noodle. This is my personal Andy.
Hey, Noodle.
Like steal scraps off the table.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
scraps
to
are
all-
the best, man.
To all the podcast listeners,
I knew Andy would be into stealing scraps off of tables.
Sorry,
I
Dan.
think we got to explain to the podcast listeners that Henning just left the room to pick up his noodle, and now he's sitting with a dog on his lap. In his
Yeah,
studio.
my noodle doesn't look like Andy, but my noodle looks like Andy. Yeah, that's very that's confusing. Thank you.
I would be very surprised if your noodle looks like Andy, but Noodle does look like Andy. I've seen pictures of you with hair. I really doubt your noodle looks like Andy. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God! He's trying to kill me.
We've got two opposing views here, everybody. We've got this one, which I quite like. I quite like that Andy is cuter, and that says a lot. Thank you very much. But then we've got another one that says, oh, the dog is the most adorable.
I've cuddled with both, and you're equally cozy.
That's nice.
Thank you. Wait till I cuddled with Noodle. It's going to be just this one pile of curls and love.
There's a chance
slobber.
that might happen very soon.
I hope so. I hope
That's
so.
like a
Can I cuddle with dogs? Can we socially distance from animals, or what's the deal there? Can we do animal cuddling?
We can no longer cuddle with bats, which is tragic.
Well, that's my
for sure.
Saturday night ruined.
Yeah.
If the dog wears one of these stylish Mr. Google face masks, then yes.
Okay. So, Glenn, left-handed guitars. What's your experience been in your guitar with left-handed guitars?
I've had a few come in the studio over the years, and they're so much fun to tune because I can't trust guitar players to get their guitars in tune properly before you record them. So I wind up doing it, and it just makes it that much more difficult. That's my experience with left-handed guitars, I guess.
So you think they're supposed to relearn how to play right-handed guitar before they come to studio?
I'm sorry.
You think people should relearn how to play guitar and learn right-handed before they come to studio?
No, I think they should learn how to fucking tune. Yeah. Let me double check. Oh yeah, real close. Oh, it's close enough, man. No,
That's the most analog chorus there is, man. That's it's slightly out of tune.
As a recording engineer, Glenn, if we have someone who is left-handed but plays guitar right-handed, do they have a different tone? Like, is their tone and
one of my very best
what's your
friends,
experience there?
the guy who helped me build Spectre Sound, is a lefty who plays right-handed guitar, and he definitely had his own thing going on. He had a certain precision to his playing that was pretty rare, actually.
I related to had his own thing going on, but when you said precision, I was like, oh yeah, that's not me.
That's where you lost me.
Yeah, I mean, like back in the 90s, though, I mean, like this guy, he took it that much further. He played guitar in a death metal band, and I think he played with a drop C tuning or just a C standard tuning, but he used to put acoustic strings onto his electric, and he had like this really old EMG. I forget what it was called. It was before the 81. It was super rare, so he had this really unique tone going on.
Yeah, that's wild. It would have given him a lower output sound.
Yeah, but he boosted up with he played the JCM 800 with some some Boss distortion pedals, that kind of shit, and cranked the fuck out of it.
That's
But
wild.
yeah, he definitely had his own sound going on. That's kind of cool, and that's something I should probably explore in an episode. What happens if you put acoustic strings on an electric, and let's try doing some metal with that.
Yeah,
Let's do everything for the clicks.
it's all for the click.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, we're here to inform intelligently about guitar gear.
Let us know when
Well,
that
let's just
happens on your
hang
show.
on.
I'm here to avoid doing real work.
What?
Henning is here to inform intelligently.
Yes. Did you
That's
see my big
dream
hose, by
anyway.
the way? If you go back to me, do you see my big hose?
I see your big hose.
Big hose.
That's a bigger hose than I was expecting to see. I'll say that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's check out what Glenn's got off screen. Hang on, Glenn. There you go.
I'm
Oh,
in
not
the
much.
Yep. I'm
Ah.
in the kitchen. This is my LA kitchen. I sit here every day waiting for a desk to show up. But I'm right now I'm at the kitchen table.
LA Kitchen sounds like some kind of prog.
Oh my
combo.
God, that scared me.
I thought that was a Doors song, LA Kitchen.
Look at that cat having a cuddle. Sorry, podcast listeners, but there is a cat cuddling Henning right now, and that cat is absolutely adoring that.
Is this
His
the
name-
end? Now that there's animals here?
I think that's a call.
The thing is,
Animals at the
my
end.
podcast is called Animals at the End, and your guys' podcast has more animals in it than mine. This is Zaphod, by the way.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Zaphod.
Where's his
You only
other?
have one head.
If that cat had a second head, I'd be impressed right now.
Was that Lefty Cat?
Yeah, is that a left-handed cat? That's a good question.
Let me see. I don't know.
It looks like a two-handed cat.
That's James Taylor, avid listener and watcher.
Okay.
Steve Morse is a lefty. He has a very recognizable style. I have to agree there.
I would agree with that too. I
Mhm.
saw Steve Morse with Deep Purple back in '95. It was one of the best shows I ever saw. He was just brilliant.
I think he was on the list that you read earlier. I first jumped on here. A long list of lefties who play right.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, but does he
Morse,
have
it
a very
was-
recognizable style
Morse.
because he's lefty or because that's his style?
I
I
think
think-
Guillaume just pointed that out. He said that Chris is a lefty that plays right-handed. He's got a very intricate legato style, so it does Nick Johnson have. So, do you think that could be like a certain like flavor? That is a specialty for lefty players that play right-handed guitars. That they have a very intricate like legato and I don't know.
I
It's a
don't
different-
think so.
I
No?
think that's overthinking it too much. I've tried to think like, oh, am I this type of player or that type of player because I play reverse of conventional? I think it's there's variety out there. Every lefty playing righty plays different. Every righty playing righty plays different. Every lefty playing lefty plays different. Like we all have our own styles, and I think it's too hard to track what that means. Just play the way you like to play.
I mean, if you say those guys have a very distinct legato style, but then Tom Quayle, Satriani, they're not lefties playing right, and they have the legato style. So I mean, I think it's just the style that developed on guitar, and I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that they play, weirdly around,
Mhm.
whatever you call that.
Good point.
What do you call that from on the skateboard if you do the other way thing? There's a word for that.
Goofy foot.
Yeah, if you play goofy footed,
I like that. Let's call it goofy foot from now on.
goofy handed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is owned by Disney now. Copyright
The
strike
podcast
and-
now gets blocked because
Yes.
also because Andy's has the Baby Yoda thing.
Have you guys heard
I
the?
paid for that fair and square, and I'm still on the installments monthly, and it's going well.
Have you guys heard the recreations of like R-rated movie scenes done by people doing like Goofy's voice? It's very.
What just happened?
There's these people out there who are like voice actors, and they're doing like YouTube videos where they reenact scenes from very adult movies, in like Goofy and Mickey's voice and Donald's voice and stuff like that. It's a whole thing. There's a new dog, a new animal has entered the scene.
That's X. You've met X.
Yep.
Yeah.
We must really be near the end of this podcast then. But, there's another one. Oh my goodness. Noodle back.
That's my noodle again.
Is this happening, Henny, because they're expecting you to come upstairs and cuddle, or they're
I
just
think Leslie's
bored?
in the kitchen doing something with food, which I'm also very interested in. I love you all very, very much, like really like the brothers I never wanted. But food sounds... Well, Glenn's more like the dad I never wanted. But well, he slept in my mom's bed, okay? He has.
Guilty.
Yeah, so...
Whoa.
Not just once, several times. He spent weeks in my mom's bed. So I'm thinking, it's about time for me to le go, as they say, where? In Hungary.
Spain. I have nothing left to add. I was dry moments ago.
Yeah, that was interesting. I think there's no right and wrong about either lefty guitars are required or not. I mean, there are lefty players that play right-handed and vice versa. But it's good to have the variety. It's good to be able to choose. If you're a lefty player and you can learn to play right-handed guitar, you've got much more options when it comes to colors.
Mm-hmm.
But if colors are not important to you, Ibanez has a wide variety of left-handed guitars.
Thank you very much, Henning. That was the sponsored segment of the show.
Yes. And they hope
Danny, you owe yourself $50.
I know. You can find them on Toman.de, so this goes to Henning or Andy.
Links below our videos. I have more videos of Ibanez guitars coming right up to my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well,
If Ivan has left-handed guitars, I'll do my best to demo them.
actually, but just like one remark, because you said that Tom Quay is not lefty. He is not a lefty, and he's got a great legato style, but his dad is a lefty, and he plays right-handed too. What about that?
Yeah.
So that really makes me think that there could be an X factor, at least like a little bit of an X factor when it comes to lefties playing a right-hand guitar.
Yeah. Well, when you find out, like, when you figure out what way people should play, you ask them, what's your dad like? Then you figure out if they're left-handed or right-handed.
Why is Guillaume writing gobbledygook that I can't understand?
Try that.
Because
La food. I'm going to post the link in the chat again in case anyone wants to join us and ask anybody any questions, particularly because we had Glenn join us. Maybe anyone.
Someone take my spot. I'm hungry.
Yeah,
And,
I need to go as well. I have nothing left to say. Thank you.
We've broken Vlad.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Vlad.
Well, it's got to
Vlad,
be.
thanks for joining us, man.
Is it like 2
Take
a.m.
care.
right now or something?
It's 10:18.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're tired. Oh, Vlad was the source of the noise.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, static
That's
Vlad.
beautifully quiet now. Beautifully quiet.
Magneto.
Someone join. Well, one of you people in the audience, just join in.
Yeah, come on in. Come on in.
Yeah,
I'm going to post.
How do I get out of here?
What you do is you just do that.
So Andy just removed Henning without
That
warning.
probably felt pretty good, didn't it, Andy?
Yeah.
Oh man, it feels so good. I wish I could do it to you. Oh! The thing is, I would never do it to Glenn. I don't know why. I have too much respect for Glenn.
Well, thank you, Andy. I've got a lot of respect for you too. That German.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I'd pay money to kick Henning out of a chat. That must have felt really good.
Do you know? I feel kind of warm and fuzzy inside. So
That's a good way he could make money is just by joining chats and like you pay to kick him. You know.
well, when we get $100 in the live chat super chat thing, we're gonna kick Henning out. Here he comes.
So where's Michiel if you need him?
I got a little compliment for Glenn there.
Okay. I'm Glenn, you're an interesting fellow. Well, thank you very much, fellow Canadian. Looks like
I didn't even see that.
I read that as interesting follow. I was like, that's a little bit of a weird compliment, but
I'll take it.
Do you know who I would love to get on the chat right now on the video stream? It would be this guy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Poo Ninja, get your mask on. I'd love to see you live in this chat. The whole YouTube world would love to see
Yes,
you
we
live
really
in
wanna
this
see
chat and on this podcast.
The real Poo.
You wouldn't even
Ninja.
need to say anything.
He'd just have to be poop doing like flips and stuff.
Oh, Brian's Guitars and Music channel says, "Sorry, it's the weed." LOL. And yes, that is legal in Canada. So, yeah, some people are obviously indulging a little more than others.
Just so you know, Henning's still here.
Ah! You're not
Hey!
Poo Ninja. Get lost.
I'm standing up. I might have been in my underwear.
I checked, you weren't.
Are you
For goodness sake. Really?
How many Ibanez's do you have?
Hello.
No.
Now I want one of those shirts. If everyone has one of those shirts, I need one of them too.
I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Don't shut my camera off. I'm coming back.
Some friendly person
Okay,
once
podcast
gave it
listeners,
to me
we
at
have
some
Nikhil.
kind of YouTube event.
Henning's gonna, yeah, Glenn's gonna have one of those shirts too. Just watch.
Henning is just standing there like Mr. Bean, holding 2 empty bottles.
I can juggle.
This is
you
wonderful,
can.
wonderful content. Michiel,
Just
welcome to the podcast
checking-
and the channel and the chat.
But as Henning showed off his noodle, should I show off my wiener?
Yes?
It's not my channel. I'm gonna say yes.
I so hope you're talking about the dog.
Let's get Andy demonetized here.
Sure. Let's get me banned. Let's get me thrown off of YouTube. It's about time one of us goes, oh my goodness!
Oh!
Seems to be quite fashionable.
Gee, I wonder if this podcast is sponsored by anyone.
I don't know.
I wonder where the money comes from, right?
Oh, hang on. I
All that
I
money
need
that
to-
I'm about to get
say
paid.
this properly. Gee,
Alright.
what a great
So-
brand. I love Ibanez guitars. In fact, I'd love to put one on the show at some time. It's not like my 380,000 subscribers would like to see one or something like that.
Oh man. 4 Ibanez shirts. Awesome.
2 dogs are kissing. What is going on? Sorry, Glenn, that was perfectly wonderful, but there are now 2 dogs kissing from Belgium to Germany.
Oh, God.
This is the. If you're listening to this in the audio version, I don't know what you think you're listening to, or where you're driving to right now, or how that poop is going, but I'm sorry.
That's a long poop if you turn on a podcast to poop. Like I gotta
The poop podcast.
the poop
7-minute podcast every day, twice
on a good day.
daily.
Twice daily, 7 minutes a day.
Actually, Henning, while we have Dan and Andy here, maybe we should record our podcast with them that we've been setting up for a couple of months.
Yeah, we can just switch live.
I'm just sad that I still don't have an Ibanez t-shirt, and I have to run a podcast with this chap, and I still don't get one. Dan, what's this all about?
I don't know.
Bye, Henning.
Oh,
Should I
wow.
kick you out? He's managed to remove himself.
And if you got to choose, would you rather have a Poo Ninja shirt or an Ibanez shirt?
Sorry, Dan. I have to go with Poo Ninja day after day.
I can fully understand.
Just because I don't think many exist. I think one exists, in fact, and Michiel has it.
Now, what if we could
think 3
combine-
exist.
What if we could have a Poon and Ibanez?
Poobanez.
Well, you got 3 layers of Ibanez on that shirt. What if the middle layer was Poo Ninja? That's all I'm saying.
That's good. I go with that.
Ibanez Poo Ninja sandwich, and everyone would get it. I could wear that shirt to the grocery store, and it would be fine.
All right, folks.
I'm having far too much fun here. Oh, we got a message from Brian's. Oh, there we go. Brian's back. He's from Toronto.
Yeah.
He's living in the UK now. Guitar Geek shirt, Andy. Oh, I should wear the Guitar Geek shirt. You're right.
Brian,
Ben-
I'm from Hamilton, so just down the QEW from there. Hamilton originally, that is. So there we go. We were neighbors.
If only
I'm going to go and get
had a
every
Guitar
shirt I own
Geek
and wear
shirt.
that.
So Glenn, now that you're in LA,
Yes.
Could you go back to Canada if you wanted to, or you?
Yes.
Oh,
but I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks afterwards.
okay, gotcha.
Because it's like if you're a Canadian citizen, they can't deny you entry, but they can definitely stick your ass in quarantine for a couple weeks. But if you're an American citizen, stay the fuck home. You're not welcome. Because
What if you're British?
don't know how to wash your fucking hands.
Because so many Americans are just crawling to get to Canada because it's so interesting.
Actually, you'd be shocked how many people they've had to send back.
Oh, I'm sure, totally. I just need an excuse to make a joke.
Okay.
I heard there was a whole caravan on its way to the border.
I'm just going to say that if Americans sneak into Canada, they should definitely separate them from their children.
Oh, this is dark.
Dan, remember that issue we were talking about earlier in the week where we said we couldn't actually find a guest for this podcast, and now we've had like 6.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just drowning in greatness right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Actually, let me throw in that one comment from Tom Bent, who suggested a new finish for Ibanez guitars. It's called Poo Ninja Brown.
Little pieces
Nice.
of every now and then.
If you did that in the Geo range, I think you'd sell a lot.
The thing is, you should only make them
I give you a
available
free
as
demo.
left-handed, an exclusive.
Does the Geo range still exist?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of like the double cut 3x3 headstock one.
The AX series.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they are currently US exclusives.
Oh, okay.
They were pretty nice. Back in the day when nu metal was big, they had those detuners.
Yeah. Those were
They're
fun.
pretty wild. Yeah, pretty
I
cool.
used to mess with those in a local store. Like, oh yeah, just flick the D.
As we're talking about Ibanez, we have a question for Dan.
What's that?
From
Tim Henson? Whoa. Did anyone watch the Agofish episode about that? That's not an AZ that Tim is playing. It's an RG. And since Euler is asking, it's a regular RG 8-string, but with the visuals that Tim prefers. The little block inlays and, all gold and black. Nothing apart from that. Nope. And it's not going to be like a production model, of course, no. It's like just a one-off for him.
Guillaume wants Poo Ninja Brown Ibanez Geo. I think we
Awesome.
all want. All right, there we go. Another one. There we go. Dan, we're doing it for you.
How many pre-orders are that already?
1, 2, 3. Anybody
I
else?
want to just to have it.
4. Glenn doesn't have an Ibanez yet, so he has to have this one.
Yeah.
I think first we got to sell out the Ferris Blue, or is that already gone?
Not yet, but they've gone like crazy. I wasn't going to mention it on this, but that might make a good left-handed
Really,
guitar as well. The DC cut.
really,
It's like the
really attractive color you picked for that. I'm trying to figure out where I've seen that before. Like
Crazy, you said.
I feel
Oh,
almost the exact shade of blue.
Mine is even more real because mine is a Ferris Junior.
I feel like I've seen that.
Ryan's trying to make a dig. Come on, Ryan, get it out. Come on.
That exact shade of blue in like YouTube thumbnails or something like that. Like it's the color like a channel uses in all their thumbnails. I can't place it. I don't know. Just that exact shade of blue. It's interesting that you picked that to be Ferris Blue, though.
Is it? I mean, it's not one big troll, if that's what you mean.
It's a very cool guitar. I'm very happy for you that you had that guitar. Maybe
Well,
one
it's a complete accident. So yeah.
maybe one day I'll have a Ryan Red Harley Benton.
Oh, if you would, use
Story
the
of
hex
your
code
life, though.
ED1010. That's the code. That's the color code you need.
Ah, for Ryan Red.
Yes, ED1010. I remember it's like ED109 from RoboCop, but not.
Ah, yeah. That's a good reference.
Thanks very much. You have 21 seconds to comply. You now have 7 seconds to comply. Anyway. Ryan's would be surf green, apparently. If you had a signature guitar, Ryan, off the top of your head, would it be surf green?
It'd be Gold Sparkle.
Gold Well, budget allowing.
Okay, it'd be surf green.
That was easy.
I don't know, man. I like all sorts of different colors. I actually only have one surf green guitars, the Eastwood back there. So maybe I need more. I don't know. But a surf green DC Junior would be pretty sharp.
I know a guy.
You know, a guy. Thought about like photoshopping together what I would want if I wanted to have like a signature Harley Benton. And I haven't actually done it yet. So don't beat me to that. Don't steal my idea.
Far too lazy.
Henning is
Far
gone,
too
so
lazy
the
for that.
stealing is done.
Oh, yeah. Andy's the one that does the stealing around here. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's certainly not me or Ryan.
No,
Definitely not.
I've never stolen a thing in my life.
Hell no. Well, everybody, you've made it to the end of the video.
For everyone else involved. everyone else is like, what is going on right now?
It's so meta, and I can see that Dan is drooping at the eyes as his new parent. Dan's on paternity leave.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
And you're
There was
moving
a-
house soon, is that right? Sorry to change the subject, but you're moving house soon?
No. Just like
Okay.
repairing
Not happening
and
soon?
Refurbishing. Not
Okay.
Not
Are you getting that
soon.
done
No.
first?
Just depends on how much the baby cries.
Yeah, just Dan is moving house.
You know, I have those iPods. They have that noise canceling function that works pretty well.
If
Just
you
get
can't
the-
do the
get the
baby,
tape
it
well.
was never crying in the first place, right?
If you can't hear it, they're not crying.
Yeah.
Hey, well, there's a message from Stephen. Congratulations, Dan.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna go have lunch. You guys have a good time. All right, see you later. Stay grounded.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ryan.
Actually, while
There
I'm
was
here,
a-
I'll abuse the moment to go over all the comments you absolutely ignored that I sent.
I knew you were going to be invited, so I wanted to save it for real life. I want to see your beautiful face.
Aww. As for the guitar strings and left-handed, the way Dick Dale played it is, in my view, the only correct way, because if you pick up your guitar, please do so. Now, point where your low E string is. And where is your high E string? Now, hold it like Dick Dale plays it. Now, where is your low E string? And where is your high E string?
Oh, my goodness. You're a genius.
Well, Dick Dale is a genius. Wait, I think I had another one. Ah, right. With the buttons, if you roll them off left to right or right to left, it's absolutely
Whoa. Buttons. Those aren't
Knobs.
standard issue. Those
No,
are not
those are-
standard issue.
Those are nicer. They
What are you
they
doing,
fit-
messing with my stuff?
Well, I make it better.
I actually agree. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
You were thinking about the fact if you had them behind the bridge and if you roll on or off, that for inverse it changes, but it's only where you position your hand, because this is louder, this is quieter, and if you do it like this, you still roll, and it's now louder and quieter and louder. So absolutely doesn't matter whether you're turning left or right, it's where you position your hand.
That's just weird. No,
It's absolutely weird, but it works.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but it is too weird to be a thing.
Well, having the knobs behind your bridge is also quite weird, so...
I dig that. I'm into that. Glenn, what about left-handed bass players? Let's go there.
Yeah, let's make it more confusing than it already is. Left-handed bass players. I don't think I had any left-handed bass players come in. I don't
I'm just
think I had
interested
very
'cause
many
if
bass players
someone's-
come in either, just guys with bass guitars. There's definitely a difference.
I mean, the only left-handed bass player I know is from a band in the UK from the 60s.
Actually, there was a Windsor band called the Tea Party that did pretty well on the international scene. Their bass player was left-handed. He was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, Paul McCartney. Sorry, I was trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah, he had a little band called Wings or something like that. Maybe you heard
Yeah,
of him.
Wings, great band. I quite liked them when he was with the lady that made the vegetarian sausages. So, Dan, I'm going to call it, mate, because I'm going to reveal that I am alone tonight. I'm with kids, but they're sleeping. My girlfriend's on a walk with her friend, and I've got a steak waiting for me upstairs because whenever she goes out, I buy myself a little steak, a little beer, and relax, knowing that I'm not going to get don't say nagged for a while.
If that steak has been baking for the last 2 hours, I think it's going to be quite overdone.
No. The steak is sitting room temperature rising.
Oh, there you go. Good for you, man.
Yeah,
That sounds
so
awesome.
happy.
Well, it's wonderful to see you guys again. Andy, thank you so much for inviting me in here. I'm very happy to be included. Poo Ninja asked, what console mixer are you using in LA? It's not mine, but just to answer that briefly, it's an SSL, and it is gorgeous. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for having me. Mahil, it's great to see you. Dan, wonderful to see you as well. Really regret that TGU didn't happen this year. It would have been so cool to see everybody in person, but it is what it is, making the best of it. So thanks so much for having me on board, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Glenn. Mikhail, same to you, man. Thanks for joining us. Dan, you wanted to take us out with another song this week? We had a song from Don last week.
Sorry?
You going to take us out with a song like you did last week?
Oh, you got me on the spot. Oh yeah, let me do something like I'm a lefty boy in a righty world. It's not a big thing if you leave me. It's all to the guitar brands that don't produce lefty guitars. Is that good?
Very good, Dan.
While you do that one, Asia, Fight Against the Time. Wait, is it no? Yeah, Fight Against the Time. Listen to the both of them next to each other. And see how original Big World is.
All right. I'll take that. That was interesting. That was an experiment. Let's see how we can develop it further and include a little bit more guitar stories. I'm pretty sure that all of the guys that joined today, they have quite a few stories to tell about gear that they sold and wish they had back, or about their first guitars. I think there's a lot more stories to be told in the next season, right? So we're going to take a break, Andy?
We are taking a tiny little summer break so I can top up my tan. Get out of this cellar.
And then we'll be right back with more stories, with interesting people from the music industry, with guitarists, and with more stories and news about our beloved 6-string, 7-string, and 8-string. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks, Glenn.
4 strings.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the bass players. Oh, I'm so sorry.
They don't count as
so sorry.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm just going.
Yeah. You just left, so I couldn't even say bye. Well, then I say bye, Glenn. Bye, Andy. And
take care, guys.
Have a great night.
We look like we're in an action movie now. You know when they do characters in an action movie?
Yeah.
Like, dum, dum, dum.
24.
Yeah, we're in 24. Right, that's definitely time to say goodbye. Thank you for watching and joining us in the chat. Of course, the people that have joined us on YouTube. I've had an immensely fun time, and I will be using my StreamYard subscription to its fullest, so I'll probably be back tomorrow.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Oh, we're still here.
Hello.
So thank goodness those guys have left. Whoa. Oh, we're still live. Yeah. We're still going to. Oh, Dan's gone. I'm on my own now. I'm still here. Nobody wants to watch me cook a steak, do they? I'm going to go, and I'm going to take a guitar upstairs, and the guitar that I'm going to take upstairs today is this one, my Fender 66, because it is one of my favorites. If you ever get the chance to play one, if you see one in the shop or see one cheaply online, this isn't sponsored by Fender at all, but I don't talk about that guitar enough. I should. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and what a fun time I've had, and I hope you did too. Tatty bye.